In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how to go from a skinny fat physique to a lean aesthetic physique. First things first is, I know there's a lot of men out there that are skinny fat. There's a lot of men that are skinny enough to where they're not obese, they're not 25% body fat, they're probably 15% body fat, 18% body fat, and they don't have the muscle. They don't have the size. They don't have the cap shoulders, the filled out chest, the wide lats, taper waist, or defined legs. They have skinny arms with fat around their stomach. They can see their abs sometimes, and that's exactly how I was. When I first started working out, I was in that skinny fat physique. A lot of men, the first thing they do is they say, I need a bulk. I need to get bigger, right? They want to get bigger. They don't like how they're feeling when they're getting bigger. They don't like the weight that they put on. It just feels heavy. They feel sluggish. They're stronger, just slightly, but they're gaining too much weight too fast. That's because you put yourself in a high calorie surplus. You're eating 800 calories. You're eating 1,000 calories a day, and you think that that's going to get you the most amount of muscle. Well, in actuality, it's going to give you the most amount of fat that you can gain possible, especially if you're not putting in the actual work in the gym. So to overcome that, they go into a cut. They say, you know what? I feel too big. I don't want to put on more fat because that's what I feel like. My face is getting fatter. My stomach is getting fatter. I want to put on less fat. I want to get lean. I want to get cut. And then after they bulk for those 2 weeks and they feel they feel the stuff they don't want to feel, they go into a cut. They start cutting and they start to feel very small. Everything starts to shrivel up. They start to deflate. They lose water weight. They're losing 10 pounds, but they feel like a twig. They have no energy, and that's because they put themselves in a drastic calorie deficit, which is not going to be beneficial for you either. Now you're losing fat, you're losing muscle, you're still not working out in the gym. So what is the solution? Like I said, I used to be in the skinny fat phase, and for the longest time, I did the same thing. I went into the bulk, and I was never actually able to get out the bulk. Because I put on muscle and because I put on size, I was scared of losing my muscle and losing my size, thinking if I go into a cut, I'm going to lose all that progress. Here I am now, 9-10% body fat, and the best shape I ever been in. Abs, striations, cut like veins, most notoriety, most eyes I've ever gotten, any progress I've gotten in the gym has come from me being lean. So I understand exactly how you guys feel in this situation. So what should you be doing? Well, first you need to understand the role that you play in this journey, okay? First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your web browser, you're gonna type in calorie calculator. You're gonna have to have a good idea of where your maintenance calories are. You're gonna type in calorie calculator, and the way to figure it out is ask you for your age, height, and weight. You're gonna plug that in. It's gonna give you whatever numbers it's gonna give you for your average calories. It's gonna give you your caloric surplus level and your caloric deficit level. You're gonna take the calorie average or the calorie maintenance level, and you're gonna add around 100 to 200 calories. Now, the calorie maintenance is not gonna be exact. You will have to experiment in the range of this calorie maintenance. If you start to notice that you're gaining too much weight in the week, then you want to drop it down. If you notice that you're not gaining enough weight, then you can add more. But you don't want to be gaining weight too much fast. You don't want to be gaining any size too fast. You should be looking in the mirror every day, every week, every month, and visualizing your progress, taking pictures, documenting your progress, and saying to yourself, okay, am I putting on too much size? Are my love handles getting too fluffy? Is my face getting too fat too fast? If it is, drop the calories. That means your maintenance is a little too high. You're in too much of a surplus. And then if you notice that it's very steady, you're starting to see some size, you're starting to get some more veins in your arms, your muscles is getting bigger, it's pushing up against that skin a little more, then that's how you know exactly that you're doing good. But you want to start out from a small caloric surplus. The smaller, the better. The goal in this process is to have as much control as possible as your body is changing. That's it. Because once you lose control of it, you lose control of what you're doing. You don't have control of what you're eating. Trying to get to a very specific goal. 5 to 8% of men only have 9 to 10% body fat. So in order to get to this goal, you need to have as much control as possible during this journey. Start in a small caloric surplus, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be giving your body the energy that it needs. Remember, you're skinny fat, so you don't have the size yet. You have the fat, but you don't have the muscle. You're giving your body the energy it needs to build the muscle. And in order for you to build the muscle, you have to break that muscle down. Your body has to have something to repair. If it doesn't have anything to repair, you're just going to continue building fat. And that's exactly the situation that you're in. So you hit the gym. What do you do exactly at the gym? When you go to the gym, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing compound movements, okay? Make sure you're prioritizing also, make sure you're sticking to whole foods, okay? Don't try and do this dirty bulk, lean bulk type of thing, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of bulking information is a lot of BS. They tell you you can be in an 800 calorie surplus, you can be in a 1,000 calorie surplus. You just got to do it lean. You got to do it clean. What does that even mean, bro? It don't matter how much, it don't matter how clean the food is, how restricted you are with the food. If you're putting yourself in a certain situation and you can't get out of it and you're getting comfortable in it, you're never going to be able to get out of it. So like I said, stick with it small, stick with your whole foods, stick with your clean foods, stick with your lean foods. You got to think like a lean person, right? You got to get the 96.4 ground beef. You got to get the 93, 97 ground turkey. You got to get the fish, the tilapia, the salmon, if you like that stuff. You got to also get what you like. You got to get the chicken. If you like chicken over the ground beef, don't buy the fucking ground beef. Just buy the chicken. If you like tilapia over salmon, buy the tilapia. Don't get the salmon. Like, do what works for you. Bro, the best yogurt out there is FAGE. It's like Fage yogurt. It's 90 calories, 18 grams of protein. Get you some sugar-free syrup, some dark chocolate chips, and some protein, Nature Valley protein granola with some blueberries. Bro, you're gonna be good, all right? Figure out what works for you, but stick to your whole foods. Look at the back of the packaging. You're gonna have to. You're tracking your calories. You're gonna make sure that the food that you're getting the most value out of it. Not in terms of money, but in terms of what's going into your body, right? Getting the most volume out of the food, getting the most value out of the food, when you're hungry at night, eating the serving size of ground beef or chicken as opposed to the donut, you know what I'm saying? So that you feel fulfilled, you feel satiated, you stop your hunger. As I was saying with the workouts, you want to prioritize muscle growth. You want to prioritize compound movements, incline bench press. When you go to the gym, you don't got to be doing 30 different exercises. It only take you an hour and 20 minutes max, maybe an hour and 30 to be in the gym. An hour is the goal though. You want to be in there for an hour. I'm talking about strictly strength training. Doing cardio and things like that, obviously that's going to take a little more time, but you don't need to worry about doing cardio right now, bro. All you need to worry about is strength training in the gym or being in a slight caloric surplus, basically main gaining at this point, and attacking the gym with everything that you have, right? Since you are skinny fat, you lack the muscle, you have so much potential to put on size very, very fast, insanely fast. You have a lot of room for error, but that's not the mindset you want to go into this. You want to go into this as how can I get my physique as fast as possible, not how can I build the most fat as fast as possible. How can I get my lean, aesthetic, attractive physique as fast as possible? Go into the gym, prioritize compound lifts, prioritize incline bench press, lateral raises, military press, dumbbell bench press, all compound movements. You can do some of the machine work, but you really want to maybe save that for the accessory muscles like your triceps. Have a good workout routine. For me, it's push, pull, leg split. Some people, it's upper, lower split. For me personally, push, pull, leg split works for me. Again, sticking to those compound lifts and consistently, progressively overloading with it. You are adding weight every week, every 2 weeks, every month. However long it is for you to add weight, you're adding weight to that lift. Because when you add weight, that means that you're getting stronger. And when you're getting stronger, that means that you're getting bigger. You're adding muscle. Along with progressively overloading, you want to make sure that you're going to failure on most of your sets. 2 sets out of the 4, you're going to failure. Actively lifting the weight. And on your last 2 sets, you're making sure you're going to failure. You're sticking between 6 to 8 rep ranges. You don't need to do 12 rep range. You don't need to do 15 rep range. Stick to 6 to 8 rep range. Keep it simple. Keep it concise. Keep it consistent with the reps, the sets and reps that you're doing. Don't do bench press 1 week, 6 to 8 reps, and then lower the weight and then do it for 20 reps. Stay consistent with it so that you know exactly what you should be doing better and, tracking your progress. You need to be consistently tracking the same progress in order to get the results that you want, in order to know, okay, add 5 pounds to this, add 2.5 pounds to this. The only thing you should be thinking about is changing the weight. That's literally it. So that's going to be all for this video. It's going to be exactly how to go from skinny fat to a lean, aesthetic, attractive, anime style physique. I do offer one-on-one coaching, 14-week coaching. If you guys want to be in that, I offer clear, consistent guidance, reassurance with making sure you know exactly what you're doing is working in this process. Custom meal plans, nutrition plans, and custom workouts as well. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.